The year 2020, remember that? The world as we knew it seemed to just stop. Streets were empty, doors were closed. Our lives, once so busy and full of plans, were suddenly put on hold. We were all searching for a little bit of light, a little bit of hope in the quiet. It was in this great global pause that a young woman named Ritanshu found herself, like so many of us, confined within the four walls of her home. The future felt uncertain. The days felt long and honestly, sometimes lonely. She was just starting to figure out her path, and suddenly every road seemed to be blocked. It was a time of deep reflection for everyone. Before the world changed, Riti's life was a whirlwind of activity. She had dreams, really big dreams, that involved being out in the world, connecting with people and building a career. The lockdown brought all of that to a screeching halt. The silence was deafening. The isolation felt heavy. She faced the same anxieties we all did. Fear for her family's health, worry about what would come next, and a profound sense of loss for the life that was. Every morning she would wake up to the same quiet reality, a stark contrast to the vibrant world she had known and loved. It was a challenge that tested her spirit in ways she never could have imagined before. In those early days, coping was a moment-by-moment struggle. Some days were filled with a sense of purpose, cleaning the house, learning a new recipe, or connecting with friends over video calls. Other days were much harder, filled with a sense of helplessness that was difficult to shake off. Riti tried to create a routine, a small anchor in the storm of uncertainty. She understood that this was not just a personal struggle, but a collective one. We were all in this strange, new world together, yet we were so far apart. She had to dig deep within herself to find the strength to face each new day with a little bit of grace. It was during one of these long, quiet afternoons that something shifted. Staring out her window at the empty street below, Riti realized that while the outside world was paused, her inner world did not have to be. This wasn't just an ending. It could also be a beginning. It was a chance to look inward, to ask herself the big questions. Who am I? What do I truly want? This quiet moment of reflection became the fertile ground where a new dream could be planted, a dream born not from ambition but from resilience. A dream that would eventually shine a light for so many others to follow. The challenges of the pandemic were relentless. For Riti, the initial shock gave way to a persistent feeling of being adrift. The lack of social connection, the constant stream of worrying news, and the inability to plan for even the next week took a toll on her mental and emotional well-being. She missed the simple things. A hug from a friend, the buzz of a crowded cafe, the energy of a shared workspace. These were not just small losses. They were the threads that wove the fabric of her life, and now they were gone. The weight of it all could have easily pulled her under, into a place of despair from which it's hard to return. But here is what is so incredible about the human spirit. It is in our darkest moments that we often find our greatest strength. Riti made a conscious choice. She decided she would not let this time define her in a negative way. Instead, she started to look for the cracks where the light could get in. She began a journey of self-discovery, turning her small apartment into a sanctuary of learning and growth. She started reading books she never had time for, listening to podcasts that opened her mind, and exploring new interests online. She realized that even in isolation, the world of knowledge was still open to her. Her breakthrough came from a simple act, sharing her story. She started a small online blog, a digital diary where she wrote about her feelings, her struggles, and her small daily victories. She wrote with honesty and vulnerability, not as an expert, but as a fellow traveler on this difficult road. She shared how she was learning to meditate to calm her anxiety, how she was finding joy in cooking a new dish, and how she was connecting with her family on a deeper level. She didn't know if anyone was reading, but the act of writing itself was a form of healing, a way to process the chaos around her. To her surprise, people started responding. Her words resonated with others who were feeling the exact same way. They found comfort in her honesty and inspiration in her resilience. Her small blog began to grow into a community, a safe space where people could share their own fears and hopes. Riti had found her new purpose. It wasn't the one she had planned, but it was one that felt more meaningful than ever. She was no longer just coping, she was connecting, inspiring, and building something beautiful out of the ashes of her old plans. She was creating a community of hope. The small seed of hope that Riti had planted with her blog began to sprout and grow in ways she never anticipated. What started as a personal outlet transformed into a powerful platform for connection. She began hosting online workshops, guiding others in mindfulness practices, creative writing, and goal-setting for a post-pandemic world. She poured all her energy into creating content that was not just inspiring, but also practical. She wanted to give people tools they could use to navigate their own struggles, to find their own light in the darkness. Her small corner of the internet became a beacon for those seeking direction and community. This journey taught her invaluable lessons about herself and about life. Riti learned that true strength isn't about never falling down. It's about how you get back up again and again. She discovered a resilience within herself that she never knew existed. She learned that vulnerability is not a weakness, but a superpower that allows for genuine connection. By sharing her own imperfections and fears, she gave others permission to be imperfect too. Most importantly, she learned that purpose can be found in service to others. Her greatest joy came from seeing the positive impact she was having on people's lives. The strength she gained was not just emotional, it was a deep, unwavering belief in her own abilities. This newfound confidence propelled her forward. She started collaborating with other creators, expanding her reach and refining her message. She was no longer just a young woman who was stuck at home during a pandemic. She was a leader, a guide, and a source of inspiration for a growing global community. Every challenge she overcame, every fear she faced became another layer of strength, another story she could share to empower someone else. She was building a forest of strength, one tree at a time. Her efforts did not go unnoticed. People were drawn to her authentic voice and her unwavering optimism. She became a symbol of hope for many, a testament to the idea that even in the most challenging of times, we have the power to reinvent ourselves and create a life of meaning. Her story was a powerful reminder that our circumstances do not have to define our destiny. Riti's journey from a place of uncertainty to a position of influence was a masterclass in courage, perseverance, and the incredible power of the human spirit to adapt and thrive. And now the journey comes full circle. The world has opened up again, and the woman who found her voice in isolation is ready to step into the spotlight. Ritanshu is preparing to meet everyone, live and in person. Imagine that. From the quiet solitude of her room to a stage with bright lights, ready to share her incredible story. This is more than just a personal achievement. It is a celebration of the resilience we all discovered within ourselves. It is a moment to come together and acknowledge the mountains we have all climbed since those uncertain days of 2020. This is a moment for all of us. Her upcoming appearance is a chance for us all to hear firsthand how she turned one of the most challenging periods in modern history into a catalyst for profound personal growth and community building. She will share the highs and the lows, the moments of doubt and the flashes of inspiration. She will talk about the practical steps she took to rebuild her life and the mindset she cultivated to stay hopeful when it seemed impossible. Her story is not about having all the answers, but about the courage to keep asking the questions and the faith to believe that a better day is always coming. What makes Riti's story so powerful is that it is, in many ways, our story too. We have all faced loss, we have all felt fear, and we have all had to dig deep to find the strength to carry on. When she stands on that stage, she will be standing there for every single person who found a new hobby, reconnected with family, started a new path, or simply survived. Her journey is a mirror reflecting our own collective experience of overcoming adversity. She reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles and that there is immense power in sharing our stories with one another. So as Riti prepares to step onto that stage, she brings with her a message of hope, courage, and limitless possibility. She is living proof that our greatest challenges can lead to our greatest triumphs. Her story encourages us to look at our own lives and see the strength we have gained, the lessons we have learned, and the new dreams that have been born from difficult times. She is here to inspire us all to keep moving forward, to embrace our journey, and to believe in the incredible power that lies within each and every one of us to turn our own pandemics into a spotlight.